cold. It's uncomfortable. It makes you flinch. It shocks your system. But what if I told you that controlled exposure to cold, done the right way, could reduce pain, accelerate recovery, boost mental clarity, increase performance, and even improve sleep? That's the power of cryotherapy, a science-backed recovery tool used by elite athletes, wellness experts, and high performers around the world. Let's break it down. What is cryotherapy? Cryotherapy, or cold therapy, is the use of low temperatures to promote healing, recovery, and performance. It comes in a few forms. Full-body cryo chambers, those sub-zero nitrogen tanks you've seen in sports recovery centers, ice baths, or cold plunges, cold showers, localized cold packs. Each works slightly differently, but they all share the same principle. Use cold exposure to create positive adaptation in the body. So how does it actually work? When your body is exposed to cold, your blood vessels constrict. This process, called vasoconstriction, reduces inflammation and swelling. It's like applying a giant ice pack to your entire system. When you exit the cold, your vessels dilate again, vasodilation. This flushes out waste products like lactic acid and brings fresh, oxygen-rich blood back to your tissues. That cycle of constriction and dilation boosts circulation, reduces soreness, and speeds up the healing process. That's why athletes swear by cold plunges after intense games or training sessions, but it doesn't stop at muscles. Cryotherapy also affects your nervous system. Short bursts of cold exposure stimulate the vagus nerve, which activates your parasympathetic system, the rest and digest mode. This calms your body, lowers stress hormones like cortisol, and improves sleep quality. Cold exposure also triggers a release of norepinephrine, a hormone and neurotransmitter that sharpens focus, enhances alertness, and elevates mood. In fact, studies show that regular cold exposure can increase norepinephrine levels by 200 to 300%. This is why many high performers and entrepreneurs start their day with cold plunges. It's not just about recovery, it's about mental priming. Now, let's look at some specific benefits of cryotherapy and why it might be the missing piece in your recovery routine. Benefit number 1: reduced muscle soreness and inflammation. Whether it's delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, or acute inflammation from a hard lift, cryo can help. Post-exercise cold plunges or ice baths reduce swelling and minimize that heavy, achy feeling that slows down your next session. Benefit number 2: faster recovery times. By flushing waste and improving blood flow, cold exposure shortens recovery time between sessions, allowing you to train harder, more often, with less risk of overtraining. Benefit number 3: injury management. Localized cryotherapy or cold packs can help reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling in joints or tendons. Great for sprains, strains, and post-injury rehab when used alongside proper care. Benefit number 4: mental toughness and stress reduction. There's no comfort in a cold plunge, and that's the point. When you step into cold water, your fight or flight system activates, your breath shortens, your heart races. But if you stay calm and breathe through it, you teach your brain how to stay composed under pressure. This translates directly to performance, on the field, in the gym, and in life. Benefit number 5: mood and brain boost. Cold exposure has been shown to release beta endorphins and dopamine, your natural feel-good chemicals. After a cold plunge, many people report a sense of clarity, calm, and elevated mood. It's like a reset button for your brain. Benefit number 6: better sleep. By activating the parasympathetic system and lowering body temperature, cold exposure before bed can improve sleep quality and duration. Even a cold shower in the evening can calm your system and help you fall asleep faster. Now let's talk methods. How do you actually use cryotherapy safely and effectively? Method 1: cold showers. Simple and accessible. Start with 30 seconds at the end of your normal shower. Gradually work up to 2 to 3 minutes. Try breathing slowly and staying relaxed. This is perfect for beginners or those without access to ice baths. Method 2. Ice baths or cold plunges. This is more intense and more effective. Water temperatures typically range between 39 degrees to 55 degrees, 4 degrees C to 13 degrees C. Start with 1 to 2 minutes and work your way up to 5 to 8 minutes. Do this post-training or as a morning ritual for recovery and mental reset. Method 3. Cryotherapy chambers. Found in wellness centers or sports recovery clinics, these use liquid nitrogen to rapidly cool the skin. Sessions last 2 to 3 minutes and can reach temperatures as low as 200 degrees. These are less accessible but highly effective, especially for systemic recovery. Method 4. Localized ice or cryo devices. Use these for specific joints or muscle groups, ideal for injuries or targeted inflammation. How often should you do cryotherapy? It depends on your training load, goals, and tolerance. For general recovery, 2 to 3 sessions per week is a solid starting point. For intense competition or heavy lifting cycles, some athletes use cold plunges daily. But listen up, there's a caveat. While cold therapy is great for reducing inflammation, doing it immediately after strength training can blunt muscle adaptation. Why? Because inflammation is part of the growth signal. If you constantly suppress it with cold right after lifting, you may limit hypertrophy. So here's the rule of thumb. If your priority is recovery, like after competition or during a deload, cold plunges right after training are fine. If your priority is muscle growth and adaptation, wait 4 to 6 hours after training, or do cold plunges on rest days instead. Also, always consult your physician if you have heart conditions, blood pressure issues, or any health concerns before jumping into cold therapy. Now let's talk mindset. Cryotherapy isn't just about biology, it's about discipline. Every time you step into cold water, you're doing something uncomfortable by choice. That builds mental grit. That builds confidence. That builds emotional control. You're learning to stay calm under stress, to breathe through fear, to master the moment. And that mindset carries into everything else you do: training, work, relationships, adversity. So here's the challenge. Start cold. Today, end your next shower with 30 seconds of cold. Tomorrow, do 45 seconds. Then build. Make it part of your routine, just like lifting, just like sleep, just like nutrition. Recovery isn't just about resting. It's about active systems that accelerate your return to peak performance. And cryotherapy? It's one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal.